Hello, this is Ronnie. I'm back here with a clip taken from a long video that I just finished to record for my subscribers. I'm leaving the option for my services at 50% off for the first year open, and I'll be providing further details after the clip ends. So if you're interested, please stay on. I'll be talking to you again at the end of the clip. I would like you also to read carefully the disclaimer that I'm going to put up now, so that it is clear to you before you go ahead and watch the video. This is just a standard thing. It's right here. This is silver in US dollars weekly scale, and believe it or not, I think we have a revival. We have a revival here in silver. The next week or two could confirm whether we're going for a continuation of a massive rally, or whether we are not ready for that and we need further consolidation. But overall, obviously, gold is our leader, and it looks like silver could have sprung here on the unsuspecting trap, yes, making it look like it's going down for a big C, but in fact a very sharp rebound here could actually mean that that's the end of the decline, and silver would start coming up really strong. It is abundantly clear when you look at major gold and silver producers that they definitely want to continue higher. The commodity is lagging behind. Let's now jump to the daily. And sure enough, the trillions and trillions that are thrown at this market almost every other day. You hear about another stimulus coming out of one central bank or another. Yeah, you have in Europe, you have in Japan, you have in the UK, you have, of course, in the US, sums that are simply incomprehensible. Try to think about those sums, what they represent. It is just not real, and it's not surprising that gold and silver that have been considered a store of value for thousands of years, they spring back to life. It's just, it seems to me like it shouldn't be really a surprise. This is the daily, and there is a wave count here that could see it continuing to power ahead, with this being 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's correct, we're going to push high in silver and then consolidate a bit around 15.5, and then pull even higher. By the time we get there to 19, if we do in the next 2 weeks, you can feel reasonably confident that this rally is going to be with us for months, if not for years. It's just going to continue, and it's going to take silver to heights that we can't even imagine now. There is obviously a leader. We have gold, and as I just told you, I see a lot of bullish signals coming out of not just the commodity, but many mining stocks, and also you will see the Canadian gold index. We have a lot to go by in terms of the ally that silver got. So this is looking good. It is going to puncture our bullish enthusiasm here if it does that. If we break under 13.7 like that, and all of a sudden it sort of sinks, that's bad. That's bad. It doesn't mean it is destined for sure to go there, but that's obviously a sign of weakness. Yes, that will be a sign of weakness, and it could call, of course, for retest of the low, and it could develop into something bearish. Yes, it could develop into this being 1. You should never exclude that possibility that this could turn into 1. My 1, 2, 3 will turn into an ABC. That is the purpose of me warning you. Yes, if we do break under this low, it'll swing the whole thing upside down. That's going to be 1, that's 2, and it could come down in a major third wave. I have to tell you immediately, the charts that I follow, the mining stock, gold stocks, indices, they don't sort of give an indication that this is coming. Okay, so that is the least probable scenario that I have at this point. I'm really looking for silver to continue to power ahead. This is gold. That is the 30-minute scale of gold. We worked with this being potentially an A. That's a B or B. That'll give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I told you already several days ago that when it reaches this level, that's the zone that is going to decide whether we are onto some really powerful impulse wave, of which we have just scratched the surface here. With this rally just going back to the top, or whether this is going to turn indeed into an ABC, in which case gold is going to make its way back to this level because it's not ready. It's not ready to continue to power ahead. It needs more correction to stabilize, to consolidate, more, if you like, accumulation needs to take place here before it is ready to take off substantially. That's the daily. You can't see much because of my arrows, but I'll explain to you what I have in mind. It's nothing new. It's something that we discussed in the past. We were running up with this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we said we have an ABC here. It would be really something that you don't see every day if gold continues straight up here, because that would assume that this is 1, this is 2. There is, of course, there is another reading that would suggest that you're supposed to do that. I show you here with the big arrows. They are supposed to take all of that as 1. In fact, that's the end of the first wave. That gave you an A, that gave you a B, and the sharp decline here gave you a C. And in that case, you had a correction that started in September 2019, roughly. So the market is fully ready. The market is fully ready to blast higher. Okay, whichever way you take it, it is pretty clear that if we clear completely the level of 1,700, that is a huge impulse wave. That's a huge impulse wave, and there are multiple reasons why, why gold could come back to life now in a way that it hasn't for many years. I don't need to dwell on it much. There is a lot of fear in the world. There is a lot of urgency and a lot of aspirations, desires to hold on to some sort of security. And I don't need to tell you why. This damn virus is everywhere. So what people do, that they, of course, turn to gold. They turn to precious metals. And that could, of course, be propelling it way past this level to go into levels that we, at this point, just can't imagine. Okay, so that's the situation with gold. That is gold priced in Japanese yen. I'm coming back to this chart because it's so interesting. We have discussed it in the past, and we said here on the weekly that we are quite happy with our fourth wave. Do you remember that? We have a fourth wave, and we said we came up and we treated this as wave one. And so far it appears to me that that is the case. The only issue that I have with this one in terms of predicting further advance is that it seems to me that if I'm supposed to treat this, I'm going just to open it clearly so that you can see all the elements. You see, there is no denying the fact that there is massive support here. This just screams out of the chart. It screams off the screen at you. This is just incredible support here. Do you see? This is not an action of market that is weak. This is not an action of a market that wants to go there. Full stop. Okay? Let me be absolutely clear. This is an action of market that is very strong, and the only thing that I would say is that I do not know if that's the end of the second wave. The reason why I hesitate in jumping on the bandwagon of the impulse wave here at this point is because if I go with my analysis here that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in terms of depth of the correction that could work, it ran to more than 50% retracement, almost touched 0.618 of the entire rally from this spot up to here, you see. So yeah, that could work, but in terms of the time scale, it just doesn't make sense, you see. It doesn't make sense. But if it does continue to power ahead, what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to accept it, of course. There is the concept, I don't know if you remember, I discussed it with you, there is the concept of time and price. When you go up, let's say for 1 year, yeah, well, similar to what we have seen here, you have 5-wave run, and that took 1 year to build. And then suddenly you have 3 weeks, they correct down there, and they come back. What do we do? Is that possible as an ABC, despite the fact that this took 1 year and this took 3 weeks, or took 6 weeks or whatever? Well, if it corrected very, very deeply, then yes, the way I see it, the depth of the correction compensates for the lack of spending time in the correction itself. Meaning the correction could be very brief in time, but very, very deep in price. And then you get this big rebound, and that could be your third wave. Alternatively, of course, if you are in a situation that this is your 5 waves and it corrects, let's say, just 0.382, then it can go sideways. You spend quite a bit of time, do you understand? You spend quite a bit of time accumulating, yes, accumulation that would lead to another wave higher. So these are the two options that I've discussed in the past, and I think that it is very it's very relevant to our case right here. Do you see that? It's pretty obvious, yeah? Now, in the next 2 weeks, we'll have great news. Great news, whether it wants to continue higher or not, because the news that we're going to get is going to help us to map what gold is going to do in the next several months and beyond. Okay, so that's the weekly. Let's have a look. Let's go to the daily now. And here's what I see. Coming down, gold in yen, plunge, A, B, C, X. We had another ABC down here. You can't see it, I'll have to show you the details. And then running up, this is one option. I'm not terribly excited about this option, but this is one possibility. Okay, I'm going to show you the 4-hour scale. And as you can see, the breakdown, you have A, B, C, X, A, B, C. Okay, I'm not terribly excited with this. It could very well be that this is the right wave count. Okay, that we actually have seen a 1, 2, 3, 4. Neither of them is perfect. Neither of them is perfect. And you could even argue that, in fact, what is going on here is that you had an A, B, C, X. That's an A, that's a B, that's going to be an X. It's going to rally a bit and it's going to plunge. Yeah, I think what's going to sort it out for us would be a sharp rally above this level A that you see marked here. Okay, sharp rally above this level, stabilization above. That'll be good enough signal. It wants to continue higher. Take a look at what happened in gold price in Indian rupee. That's the weekly. And we have seen here something. Look. It's a new high. Yeah, it's right there. And again, we have the same dilemma. Do you see the dilemma that we have? We have settled on taking the many years price action, the sideways price action in the gold price in Indian rupee as terminating a fourth wave. And we also examined the chart going back many decades, you remember that? And that was a good enough analysis that seems to so far working. It's been working. We haven't seen it coming crashing down. It looks like it is still very much interested to continue higher. But the dilemma is, what do? We have a 1 or 1, 2, that's 3, that's clearly a fourth wave, and we had 5 wave run that terminated here. That the correction here, yeah, this is deep correction, but it just doesn't look like it's enough in terms of correcting the entire advance. So that is leaving us with a question mark. What can I say? There is the risk, of course, it can come back and prolong the second wave in this manner. Yes, that will be the normal, if you like, the normal, yes, the normal pattern that you would expect if this reading is correct. Otherwise, if it continues straight up, there are two options. Either indeed we are facing here very rare 1, 2, or this is 1, 2, more likely this is 1, 2, or that I actually missed something here, that this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and that's your fifth, that in due course will terminate the first. Okay, either way, I brought up this chart because I really wanted to show you that there are several charts where gold is already racing into record highs. This is clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 waves. So in the case of India, if we see a stabilization, a correction, if you like, that goes like that, and then continues to power ahead, you can be reasonably certain that this is just wave 1. This is 1, that's 2. It's going to continue up in the third wave. That's very, very bullish. Okay, I've got another thing for you here that's very interesting. This is the Canadian Gold Index. And this is the monthly going back here to, I've got it here at 2000. I'm comfortable with this reading, that that's an A, that's a B, and that's a C. I'm very comfortable with this reading, that that's 1 and that's 2. I've got no problem with that. And I am also very comfortable with this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is astonishing is that after this big, deep correction, very fast lightning coming down here, look where it is. It's almost back to the top. This is astonishing. This is very powerful price action. This is a price action of a market that definitely wants to go higher. Definitely, look at that. Definitely wants to go higher. There is a huge support here. Look what this support did. Look what it generated. Don't doubt the power of this move. This market wants absolutely to soar. This is 1, this is 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the weekly. And we've got an ABC squeezed here. I'm going to show you the daily. And that's the end of the fifth. That's an A, that's a B, that's a C. And we have the slight dilemma. Again, even though the signs are very strong, we don't have a clear set of 5 waves here, like we had in the Indian market. You remember the Indian market? Yeah, gold price in Indian rupee. And some would say, hold on, that is just part of the correction. We haven't seen a short above this. We haven't seen a stabilization above this. And I would say, yeah, we have to wait. We have to wait for this. But I am already settled on taking this reaction, what you see here, as an extremely powerful signal. This market is definitely interested to go higher, even if currently it's not ready. but it seems to me that it is ready. Although I cannot give you a guarantee on that, but it seems to me when the market reacts like that, the odds are more with the bulls than with the bears, but we have to be patient. I think that it is a situation where if you are keen to jump in, don't do it with a full position. Go in with 1/3 of the position. Yeah, go in with 1/3 of the position that you intend to have, and let it come to you, meaning let it come to you with the action of riding above the resistance here, going sideways and then continuing up, and then you know that the bulls are totally in control. You keep adding, and this market will absolutely explode higher. I'm going to go back to the monthly. So this is a preparation, as far as I'm concerned, to blast above this resistance zone right here. You see there is a clear resistance zone here. Once it clears that, the next target is going to be here, and it's not going to stop there. So we are in a situation where gold is going to shine for a long time and shine very brightly. Hello, hope you enjoyed the clip. I'm back here with some details about my service, currently at 50% off for first-time users. You need to go on my website. The homepage is right here. It's Wave Mastery, www.wavemastery.com. Yeah, wavemastery in one word.com. That takes you to the homepage. You can scroll down, look through some things that I've written here, some recommendations from past users and current users, and that is essentially the offer currently open only to first-time subscribers. Okay, so there is the daily service, daily videos that are preceded by a trial, so you can take the trial for 1 week, and at the end of that, if you're happy, you do nothing, you go on to the plan of half price. Essentially 79 presents half price of the normal price, and that will be good for 1 year. That means 12 payments of 79. If you want to watch just the weekend videos, then you go for this one, and it does give you access to the weekend videos, and I often also insert a video as a bonus midweek, just to keep you on track, to see a little bit you know, where things are moving, because sometimes 1 week of full price action is a lot, and the wave count can change, especially if you're a short-term trader. You really want to know what's happening. So that is essentially the situation. If you decide to go, for example, for the daily videos, you click here. It takes you to the page where it explains to you. You should read that. It explains to you what is covered, etc., etc. If you like what you read, you click here, subscribe. It takes you to PayPal, because my paying system is through PayPal, and you pay through PayPal. You can see you have the trial at $9.99. That's for the first 7 days. As I said, if you like what you see, do nothing. It just goes automatically. If you don't like, you can cancel, or if you don't know how to cancel, or you have any doubt, you have any question, you can write to me, of course. Once you go through and you pay, you come back, PayPal will send you back to my website to fill in your profile details, choose your login, and once you do that, you will be led automatically to the page with the links to the various videos classified by date. If at any point in time in this process you have a problem, things are not going as I'm describing to you right now, all you have to do is just contact me and I'll help you out. That is essentially it. So you'll have 1 week to look at things. I would like to just spend a minute about the website itself. I have written here a few articles. Is this website for me? You can go through that one. Psychology and trading, trading and the arts, why join? Yes, each of these articles could perhaps help you to see how to relate to my website, but there is no substitute, in my opinion, to actually take a trial. You know, you take a trial, and I want to say another thing. You take a trial, and you can't make up your mind. You want more time to think. Fine, I understand that. Then you cancel, but then you're not allowed to take another trial. Please, I want to be very clear about that. There are people who abuse this, and it's really not right. You're not allowed to take more than one trial, okay? A trial is a trial. But if you're interested, after you take a trial, you're interested to come back, you can still benefit from the low price for the next full year. But you have to write to me, and then I will send you a special link without a trial. And if you join, then you're going to go immediately onto the reduced price plan for 12 months. Okay? If you take another trial after you took already one, I am going to have to cancel that and refund you. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, I'm just going to blacklist you, because there are people who have been doing it, and I'm afraid this is really absolutely not right. This is subscribe here. Use subscription. Once you are logged in, you will see this one highlighting you daily service videos or weekend service videos. Yeah, it will show which one you really have the right to access. The daily service videos, to be very clear, they cover the weekend service videos. Okay, so you don't have to subscribe to both. The daily covers everything I do. The weekend, of course, is more selective. Now I have here resources. There are chart galleries right here, chart 1, 2, 3. There are plenty of charts here that give you an idea how I go about subdividing various market action here. There I covered a lot of markets, and you can see there is history here that could be very interesting for you to just go through. Let's see, platinum, for example. Yes, that's 1973 to 1978. If you click right on top where it shows you the hand, the chart opens up big. You can print it if you like. Here's an example of platinum, April 1980. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the huge correction that followed after that. So there is plenty for you, whichever market you're interested in, the financials, commodities, precious metals, etc. Okay, so that's chart galleries. Then useful links, as the name implies. Yes, recommended reading list. You have a long list of books here that I've read over the years that I found very interesting. Of course, I have many more books that I would like to add. It's just a question of time. I don't always have time to update this one. But the books that you find here did help me in the beginning, and still the information here is very valuable in these books. For example, Kroll. I don't know how many of you heard about Stanley Kroll. Stanley Kroll was a really imaginative fellow trader that wrote very well about his own trading and in trading in general. I learned a lot from these books. And of course, if you haven't heard about Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, you should get this book and read it. You will not regret. This is a book that most traders, I think, have come across and read. It is very interesting. And as you go down the list, you will see if there are things that are of interest to you. Of course, go ahead, get them. Some of them are even available online for free as a PDF. Check that. If you have questions about that, you can even contact me. Here's the contact us, and you put your name. Please make sure you give me the right email address. Message, simple maths, submit, I get it. You'll hear from me. I am based in Belgium, so if you write to me from Australia or from the US and I'm having my rest, do not be surprised if I don't react quickly, okay? Normally within a day you will have a reply from me. I check my email fairly regularly. So that's about it. Hope to see you visiting my website. Hope to see you taking a trial. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate. Get in touch with me, and wishing you great trading week. Bye now.